Hey everybody, this is Magical Hacker, and I'm here for something a little bit different. Here to offer a little bit of advice. So let's say you're like me and too large, right? Deck is too large. Well, okay, not like me, like my deck. You have a deck. Hold on, your deck is like my deck, too large. Okay, I might be too large, but that's beside the point. Anyways, so you've got a deck that's too big, and you've got to cut it down. Look at this deck; it's 300 cards, and I haven't even added lands yet. Like, oh my gosh, how do I cut this down? Do I just go through each card and say, okay, you know, Baneslayer Angel, do I want to keep it? Do I want to drop it? How about Cleansing Nova? Do I decide, you know, should I add that? How about Consulate Crackdown? Should I drop that one or, you know, should I keep it? Instead of doing that, which is going to take forever, instead, what you should do is just either get a piece of paper, open up Excel, or just simply go to Google Sheets. Just literally Google up Google Sheets, make an account, and start using that. And what you're going to do is, instead of deciding, okay, I want to add this card, I want to add this card, I want to add this card, instead, you want to make categories. So let's say I want to have a category of cards that are all going to be like my card draw. And let's say I want that to be something like, let's say 8. So I'm going to write down, okay, I have cards draw, I have 8 of that. Now, next category that I really want, I want to have some ramps. So I'm going to cut down from that section until I get down to, let's say for that one, I need a little bit more for this deck for whatever reason. Let's say I want to have 14. All right, now I've got 14. For the next category, let's say I want to have a little bit of board wipes, maybe 5 of those. We need a little bit. Yeah, let's do 6 in this case. All right, so we're gonna do 6. We'll drop one like that, and then we're going to say, okay, for this category, I've got spot removal. My commander is pretty cheap and can do some spot removal. Obviously, Mathis is not, you know, the case here. But let's say I'm okay with just having 2 spot removal, right? So let's say I do that, bam, I got 2. And you're gonna keep doing this, deciding what categories you want. Let's say the next category, we're playing Mathis here. Let's say we want to have 24 curses. I don't even know if there's that many curses, but let's say we had that many curses. We have 24. After that, I would count it up. All right, so now I've got 28, 30, that's 54. So 54, I've got 54 non-land cards. Once I decide, okay, have this. Let's say after this, I want to have, let's say, 12 cards that will let me steal cards from my opponents. All right, so let's say 1, 2, and 3. Now, if we were to have these categories, and I were to take out all the other cards, I would say, okay, all these other cards, we're dropping them. We don't need any of these cards. These cards, they're dead to me, and they're dead to this deck. So we're going to take out this card. Man, there's a lot of cards in that category. But let's say we were to do it like that. We were to decide to have those categories just like that. 12 cards to steal, some curses, some card draw, and that would put us up to 66. That would be above 62. Now, 62 is where I like to have my personal limit set for non-lands. I like to have 37 cards in the mana base, 1 commander, and then 62 cards in the non-land section. So I can say, okay, maybe I'll drop 2 of my ramp spells. Let me drop 2 of my curses. That's going to bring us down to 62. And now I've got the not the actual cards themselves, but I've got the categories. I've got them set. 8 card draw, 12 ramp, 6 board wipes, 2 spot removal, 22 curses, and then 12 things that will steal. Obviously, this is a very simple example because oftentimes you'll have 10, 12, you know, maybe even 13 categories in a deck. And so with that, you want to figure out what categories of cards you want. Then from there, assign a number to that and make sure that the total number of those categories will add up to 62, or if you like, for example, having 35 lands, you can go up to 64. So you want to have that type of a situation, because before you even look at a card and you're like, I really, really want to play Coveted Jewel, but honestly, I need other cards, but I really want to find a spot for it. Once you're at the part of the deck building process where you're deciding the categories, you're deciding the numbers, you can actually prevent yourself, you can protect yourself from really being attached to the cards, because once you got those categories, bam, you know you've got to fill that category. You can't go above, you can't go below, you got to fill it exactly. So that's my piece of advice to you. How to cut cards: put the cards off to the side, decide your categories, decide the sizes of your categories, and then start to fill those categories in with those cards. Thank you so much for joining me for this random extra special video. I kind of got inspired to do this based on a Reddit post I saw last night, so I figured, you know what? People are interested in how to cut decks, so I think this seems pretty good here. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in either my gameplay videos, my deck building videos, or maybe one of these extra special videos again. But until next time, I'll see ya.